Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I have this tutorial for you today for this frosted berry design. This design is featuring one of my winter favorite polish picks each season, and I pick 10 and do a nail design for each one, and this is the second one I've done so far this season. Now this is OPI Front Runner. That's a little bit hard to find. It was exclusive to Ulta with their fall and winter collection this year. On my blog I do have some comparisons for it, so go ahead and check that out, and I think you'll be able to find some polishes that are pretty similar. And it's such a gorgeous green, and it has a great, fantastic formula. It's a one coater. Okay, now let's get into the design. Start out with a good base coat. Right now I'm using OPI Nail Envy because my nails need a little TLC. And I've already done one nail with the design, and then I did 2 coats of OPI Front Runner and then a top coat on all the ones except for the one that I'll be doing the design on. Then I'm just going to make sure that's completely dry before doing my detail, and I'll be using this Winstonia brush and this dotting tool. I'll be using this white acrylic paint for this design. It's so much easier to work with than nail polish. It doesn't dry as quickly and it just flows more smoothly. It's just altogether better to work with. So I'm just going to put a dot of that on a paper plate and then add just a little tiny bit of water to my brush and then mix that around and then get a little bit on the tip of my brush. So I'm going to start off drawing the vines or the stems of the leaves just to get an idea of where I want to place each leaf. And each smaller stem is going to flow out of my biggest stem, so that has a nice flow on the nail. And I did this one going the opposite way of the one that I did on my other nail. I didn't want them to be exactly the same. I wanted to have them have different flowers and the leaves going in different directions. So once you have all the stems on, you can go ahead and start with the leaves, and I'm just going to do them alternating each side down to the base of the stem. Now I got this design idea from Mir Dinara, and I might be butchering her name, but anyway, I'll have a link down to her Instagram down below. But she's an amazing artist and I love her patterns, and I just knew I wanted to try this one on nail design. So I believe the pattern she has is on a blue base, but I used a green base for this one to make it just a little bit more Christmassy. But you should check her out. She has some amazing designs. I'm sure I will be copying more of them in the future. Once I'm done doing the first coat of all those, I'm going to go back where I started and just do a second coat just to fill it in, just because the acrylic paint isn't quite opaque in one coat. And then I'm going to paint this flower down here at the base, and it's kind of like a tulip, so it has 2 sides and then one kind of triangle in the middle, so you can watch me do this design here. I'm cleaning my brush off in some water and then drying it off on a towel about every 1 or 2 minutes, just to make sure that my brush is clean and the paint goes on a little more smoothly. And now I'm going to be adding some berries with Essie color Binge, and I needed a really bright red to really stand out against this dark green, and this is the perfect color for that. So I'm just going to place these berries where I want them in clusters of 2 or 3. Okay, now to come back in with OPI Front Runner and just do some detailing on those flowers and those leaves. And I'm looking at a picture of her design here just to make it a little bit easier. And I know it's not as perfect and neat as hers, but I'm getting it as close as I can. But this detailing is really going to pull the whole thing together. Nail polish does tend to dry a little quickly, and so it does get a little thick. So if it's a little thick, that's okay. I can just go back to white and just make those lines a little thinner and the way that I want them to be. And then I'm going to come back with that color Binge. It's not quite opaque in one coat, so I'm just going to go over each of those berries one more time just to make sure it's completely opaque. And then anytime during this process, you can just use a smudge brush and some acetone and clean up any mistakes or any areas that get on your skin. And now I'm going to add some thinly lined leaves just so that it's more consistent with the other one. I had a stem of leaves like this on the other nail, so I just wanted to make that match the other one. And I just added a few of those in the open spaces that I had. And that's it. You just want to make sure everything's completely dry before you add your top coat. I'm using HK Girl by Glisten and Glow. It's my favorite top coat by far. And I hope you guys like this design. This is the final look. And give me a thumbs up if you like this tutorial, and happy holidays, guys. We'll talk to you later. Thanks. Bye.